Live from Houston, Texas. Broadcasting around the world. You're listening to the Wedding MC Experience Podcast, a show that covers life, love, and drama to success, health, family, and relationships with your hosts, King Carl and Queen Misty. Ready for some fun? Let's get this episode started. King and Queen.
Yo, beautiful people. We're back, y'all. Listen, let me tell y'all something. I know, people have been hitting us on the email, saying, hey, man, y'all still doing the podcast? First of all, we are going to be doing the podcast for some time, for some years, or whatever case may be. So stay with us. Yes. We just had some Houston weather problems.
Yes.
Right? So y'all know.
Houston likes to flood a little bit.
Right. So when we were supposed to be on the air, we had guests coming in. We had, shout out to comedian Crystal and all the other female comedians that were flying in. They were going to be on the show, and all of a sudden they chose a day to fly in when the weather said not having it.
Yeah.
Right? And we looked up, and it was worse than what we thought. The studio downstairs got flooded. They say, man, we shutting the studio down. I told the ladies, y'all are not gonna be able to come up here. And they were like, and that was one night too, Mike. We did an emergency postpone to the next day.
Right.
And the next day it flooded again. So shout out to all the comedians, man. We're gonna eventually get y'all on there. We know Crystal did a birthday show. Comedian Crystal, that's the homie. She was flying in from LA, and she was doing a show, I think at the Improv, and she was gonna have all girl show. It was for her birthday. Happy belated birthday. And and it postponed the show. So we're back. It's October. It's breast cancer awareness month, right?
Yeah.
And then it's also, PV's homecoming. We're going to talk about that. But Praire View A&M University, for those that are around the country saying, what is PV?
Right.
Praire View A&M University homecoming week. So this is the homecoming edition, and we're going to talk about some things tonight. But definitely, for those that are just tuning in, I am King Carl.
And I'm Queen Misty.
That's right, y'all, and you're tuned into the Wedding MC Experience. I got to let you know, if you don't know about it, you will, because we are the only show that actually supports people staying together, because we say people can find each other, but sometimes it's hard for them to stay together. So what we do is we highlight, the wonderful things about couples, love, life, understanding, success, and how to be able to still meet that successful trajectory that you're shooting for while maintaining family and all of those good things that kind of come with it, right?
Right.
So y'all know I got this beautiful woman on the side, Misty. Queen Misty is wonderful because she's going to talk to y'all a little bit about health a little later.
Just a little bit.
So we're going to talk, what is your topic for that tonight?
I'm actually going to go over dairy again.
Because it's breast cancer awareness, and I know we heard
and how it affects us. And I actually posted a post on Facebook about dairy and how it affects us.
Right. And you said particularly as men, because we heard the Matthew Knowles story.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about how it affects men as well.
Wow. So y'all, hey, lock and load. Y'all do me a favor. Make sure y'all hit that share button. Listen, I'm so excited, man, because since we've talked about, some of y'all saw the ads, man. We talked about, Praire View A&M University. It's the homecoming edition, man. And I got some of my family coming through, man. Some of them are making, some of them won't, but y'all going to hear from them some kind of way, somehow. But one that I know I can depend on is in the building. That's right, y'all. Some of y'all might know him as Boobay, but I know him as Dr. Proctor. Y'all do me a round of applause for our guest right now. Dr. Proctor, y'all, is in the building.
What's up, world?
Yes, we're here, man.
Go PV.
That's right, man. And for those that don't know, man, listen, I know, shout out to all HBCUs, first of all.
Absolutely.
So we want to make sure we don't discount, but, it's TSU's homecoming. Shout out to Texas Southern University this week. We want to make sure we do whatever we can to make sure we support them because they're celebrating this week. Ours is next week.
Yes,
so
sir.
we're a week
Yes,
early,
sir.
but we got a lot going on, man. We're going to talk about
Yes,
it.
sir.
We're going to talk about some of the nuances. I know some of the people want to know, about how we have transcended as men and women. We're highlighting the women of excellence from Praire View A&M University and also just African-American women around the country because it's a vital time and it's a vital change happening in our country right now. But to highlight PV, the topic tonight, from college relations to professional relations. It's going to be kind of unique. We all have moved into the marriage area, but where we going to talk about the different nuances that we took on back then and where we ended up today. And Dr. Proctor's in the building, who has an eloquent way of looking at things, and we're going to talk about that. He also you got to know he's just like me. We hood dudes gone corporate, all right? Just so that they know, right?
Yes.
So before we start, man, and go into this first segment, I do want to say this. Give them a little bit about Dr. Jamar Boubet Proctor and who he was, who he is, where he's going, and what some of those ultimate objectives are as it relates to who you are.
Well, first of all, I'm originally from Houston, Texas.
Yes.
Right?
What part?
Phyllis Wheatley High School.
That's right.
Fifth Ward.
Fifth Ward. Shout out to Fifth Ward.
Absolutely.
That's right.
So Wheatley is purple and white. So going to Prairie View in purple and gold, I was at home already.
That's right. That's right.
It was a color association.
That's right. And he cleaned
I
the
like
night. Look at that purple tie popping.
Right.
Purple tie.
I'm not with you.
Homecoming coming up, man.
That's
I'm
right.
in the spirit.
That's
I'm
right.
in the spirit.
Well, my wife grabbed the wrong bag. You want to tell them about that?
No.
We got to say, because they probably like, well, if he in purple and they sitting here in blue.
Don't worry about it.
Y'all, I grabbed the wrong shirts. I
It
did.
happens.
I grabbed the ones labeled the Wedding MC, not
Which
the
is our
ones-
other brand.
Yes, not the Wedding MC experience. I
But
was
it's all
moving
good. Y'all
fast,
family.
you know.
You can tell y'all's family
My
business.
brain was everywhere. These children,
That's right.
you
That's
know,
right.
they be taking me through it, and just life.
That's right.
I said, "Oops."
That's right. It still works.
It does.
We still repping.
Yeah.
They go together.
That's right. So in our own way, if you mix blue and
Purple.
purple, you get purple. That's right.
You know what?
However we look at it, we gonna work it out. But just letting y'all know, because I know there are some people that are very meticulous out there and that are looking like, what brand is that they got on? They normally have on the Wedding MC experience. It's the other brand. I am a wedding MC. I'm one of the only ones in the country that does what I do, and I'm telling y'all, this is the other brand. You'll see some of them commercials later. In the meantime, let me tell y'all something. We're gonna go ahead and get set up because we got some talking to do. Y'all got to hear about Dr. Proctor a little bit, but you're gonna hear more from him in just a second. So do me a favor. Whatever you do, don't touch anything. Just make sure you do take that thumb, hit that share button now, share with all your friends. Remember when I say share the good news, because most people, they end up doing us a wrong favor by not sharing, and all the stuff that they do share has nothing to do with making you great. So right now, you can make other people great. Y'all stay tuned. We'll be right back. Check it out. Let's go. Love means an intense feeling of deep affection. It also means a great interest and pleasure in something. Through the love, you all have set your homecoming out with us, reestablishing friendships, celebrating your Greek and non-Greek line anniversaries in some of Houston's first-class venues. Through the love, you have stayed connected to PV, let alone your old roommates and running buddies. You've been accommodated at some of the best hotels while you celebrated your homecoming. Through the love, PV alumni gatherings have allowed the alumni to support PV more through scholarships and endowments. You had a blast with the likes of Slick Rick, Scarface, and Cut Creator, just to name a few. Love has kept you close. And I Love PVU is going to celebrate you. And that's love with a U, y'all, because there is no love without you. So, Friday, October 18th, the I Love PVU crew and Hennessy present the official PV Alumni Homecoming Kickoff Experience, going down at the fabulous Hinky and Pilot, located in downtown Houston, Texas at 809 Congress. Your musical sounds for the evening will be guided on 2 different floors by DJ Michelle McKnight, DJ Superstar, DJ B-Love, and guest DJ Maddie Fresh. For sections and tickets, log on now to ilovepvu.com. That's ILUVPVU.com. Doors open at 9 p.m. The dress attire is dressed like you got a degree. This year, we celebrate PV Women of Excellence. So, set your homecoming out. Don't do nothing different. See y'all then.
This is the Wedding MC Experience. Podcasting around the world. The hosts and their guests share their experiences so you can get insights to the secrets of how to stay together.
Love. Yo,
We're
back,
back.
man. So yeah, y'all got a chance to see what's happening. We're gonna expand on that just for a moment. That's right. The I Love PVU crew. Shout out to Jay Bell. Shout out to Israel. Shout out to Booba is in here. Shout out to Seth Howard. Shout out to Cruz. Shout out to Sid Brass. Is anybody else?
And
Yourself.
And me. So listen, y'all, we are the I Love PVU crew. We started this a long time ago, man. And shout out to all those people who follow what we do, because we're getting ready to bring the experience again. And the experience now is going down, what is it, October 18th?
That's Friday.
Hinky and Pilot.
Hinky and Pilot. Shout out to Hinky and Pilot, which is a new spot downtown.
Absolutely. Sexy. It's
Sexy.
Extremely sexy.
That's right.
809 Congress.
That's right.
77002.
That's right.
Doors open at 9 o'clock.
Doors open at 9.
Expansive bar.
That's right.
Valet service.
Right.
Upstairs and downstairs dance floor.
That's right.
Level dance floor.
4 DJs.
4 DJs.
One that we definitely bringing in.
Fresh.
That's right, Manny Fresh. Shout out to Manny Fresh, y'all.
Shout out to Manny Fresh.
And listen, if you know, if you are really young and you're listening to this right now, you don't know who Manny Fresh is, probably this ain't the party where you need to be.
No, but they've heard his song though.
Yeah,
everybody's heard "Back That Thing Up."
That's right. That is.
So they know the song. They know the music.
That's right.
Yeah.
But if you know who it is, you know what it's gonna be.
Oh, it's epic.
You need to be there.
It's gonna be epic. I'm just letting y'all know. So right now we sold a gang of tickets. If you need to get your pre-sale tickets, they need to do what?
Hey, go to ilovepvu.com. That's ILUVPVU.com. $15 pre-sale tickets.
That's right.
Best $15 you're gonna spend all year.
Now let me tell you something. So people have been hitting me on my Facebook page. They say, "Yo, Carl, how much longer is it gonna be $15?"
Right now, you better get it right now.
You better get it right now. I'm just telling
No
y'all,
guarantees on that.
because if we know the PV way.
Yes.
The PV way, if you've been to a Praire View A&M University party, and I'm sure it's like this at all HBCUs, but I'm talking particularly about Praire View, when you get to the door, things change. We call it evolution. Not on purpose, it just evolves.
Because the thing is, we have free tickets.
That's right.
We've given away a gang of free tickets.
Yes, we did.
Then we had $10 tickets.
That's right.
And now we're at the $15
That's
one.
right.
So
Got
if you
it.
saw the free ticket
That's right.
go by, then you saw the $10
That's right.
ticket go by.
There is a trend
then you-
happening.
Right.
You're procrastinating.
Right. And procrastination will not be your destination.
Right.
Unless you allow it to be.
Right.
Right. So anyway, so y'all know we got a big homecoming coming, man, and we know that all the professionals of Praire View University are flying in, man. Alumni.
Oh, yeah.
We came up with I Love PVU years ago in order to keep alumnus, tied into the institution and tied into what we do.
Yes.
It's funny because I think about Queen Misty. I think I introduced. We've been married since 2016, but we've been together since 2010, and you got introduced to the culture about 2013, maybe 2012,
Was it?
when you first came to it.
I think it was 2012.
2012. And my wife, just so that y'all know, she finished from Oklahoma University. She's a Sooner. And she had never seen
Absolutely.
Nothing
anything
like it. I was like,
Share your experience right
oh
there.
my God. I was
This
excited.
exists? Wakanda.
I was like,
Wakanda forever.
Absolutely.
See, so
Welcome home. We love you.
Right.
man, I felt the love from
Absolutely.
jump. I
We
was
love it.
like, oh, like everybody accepts me like it's a big family.
Yes.
I was like, come through.
Yeah.
I said, come on. Ooh, I was so excited.
That's right. And then she went on to, because, Missy had a gang of friends at, OU.
Yeah.
And her girlfriends, she talked as if she went to school to people. They looking at her like,
Right.
Yes.
so she said, girl, y'all need to experience it for yourself.
Yes.
Some of them
Yes.
came down, and what did they say?
Man.
I'm coming back. I'll be back.
I'll be back.
I said, see, I told you.
Right. So it is definitely experience. And listen, we're not just fluffing. I mean, for those that didn't go to PV, you all considered family as well. And when you come, it's such a warm environment. It is one of the largest HBCU homecomings in the country. And when people come, it's so warm that they don't know how to be able to digest it. But they always say, I'll be back.
Absolutely.
And so this year, it's 2019, y'all. You got to be there. It's going to be even more epic. Things get better. We even have, shout out to the people doing I flew PVU. They
Yes.
coming through.
Yes.
I mean, the new flights, and nobody paid us. We just give it a plug. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the people doing a few bottles. I think it's
Absolutely.
custom wine bottles or something.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a few chapter anniversaries.
Yeah.
The-
Yes.
The Zetas are celebrating their 50th chapter anniversary.
Shout out to the Zetas.
Shout
Okay.
out to the Sigmas. They're
Yep.
celebrating their 50th chapter anniversary.
That is.
Wow.
And shout out to the Deltas. They are celebrating
That
their
is.
50th anniversary at the party.
So listen,
Wow.
man, y'all got to be in the building. If I always tell people, you don't stop dancing because you get old. You get old because you stop dancing.
Yep.
And
That's
here's the
so
thing.
true.
We know they out there. You guys are being professional. You doing what you need to do. But let me tell you something. Homecoming is a time when you can be back teenage again. Just for a weekend. Then you go back to being corporate on Monday.
I don't know about a teenager.
Not
but
teenage.
Young adult.
Not
Let's say
that
young
far
adult.
back.
My bad. Yeah, teenage
I was
like
like,
13.
wait a
right?
minute, wait.
You like when I was 13, I wasn't doing what I'm gonna do when I get there.
13 again?
Right.
No, not that one.
Like, nah, I don't want to
Right,
go.
young adult. I'll
I
get
want you
young
to be
adult.
18, 19, 20.
Yeah,
You
young
can do
adult.
that.
My bad. Yeah, you're young adult. We right. We getting you back there. So all in all, y'all make sure y'all get to the party. We definitely want to make sure we jump into some topics because we know
Yes.
there are a lot of people that tune into the Wedding MC experience because this whole relationship marriage thing, it doesn't have any type of instruction manual to it. So there are a lot of nuances. And shout out to all the PV people that are watching right now because we know, it's challenging out there. And one thing we try to do is be able to provide a platform for people to talk about good and bad things, whether it's happening to you directly or vicariously, through other people, to be able to just discuss, things to let you know you're not alone. And we all trying to figure it out in any kind of way. However we do it, we just trying to make sure we get there. So the topic tonight, from college relations, and this kind of works in the homecoming favor, from college relations to professional relations. It's kind of unique. And relations can go any type of way that you want to make it work. Relationships, however you want to play with it. We're just going to make sure we get a chance to talk about it. So y'all chime in. Mike, I need that number right quick that they can call into. I know we got said it's going to Skype in a little later, but if we could get that number, we're going to make sure, if you can put it up inside of the, put it up because Mike is going to put it inside the chat box. Y'all can call in. Feel free to be able to kind of jump in. But in the meantime, this is one of the things I want to start with. I start with Dr. Proctor to be able to kind of jump in there.
Go ahead.
Here's a funny thing. How do you compare your time as a popular person, even when you were in college, your college years, and the fun you had with your professional life and the fun that you have on this level today?
Very interesting question.
See, this kind of opens up because, we get to talk
I
about
think
it.
what happens is it's not a problem for me, right?
Right.
Because my college days, I had a great time.
Right.
And so I'm fine with the time that I had as
Right.
a college student.
Okay.
So now that I'm older and different things are different in life,
Right.
I'm fine with the transition to
Right.
be an adult and having a good time
That's
as an
good.
adult.
I like that.
think that the conflict and the issue comes for people who really didn't enjoy themselves as
trying to relive a
undergraduates,
moment. They got a
and
little
now
money
they're
now.
trying to relive their
They
moment.
got a little
Yes.
money.
And
now.
they're doing too much.
They got a
Yes.
little money.
You're doing
now.
too much.
Oh.
So
Listen,
I
it's
think
people
that's
that's
the
got a
problem.
little money now. You like, it's over with being popular in college. But some people like, shoot, I'm finna go back and get that.
Give me what you owe me.
Give me what you owe me. It's like reparations for me. I'm going back to get mine. I don't know what y'all
That's-
talking about.
Oh my
and
God.
that's where the issue comes.
Right. So that's
Aw.
a challenge for some people.
That's so sad.
Yeah, and that's horrible. Isn't it?
It is.
But there are people that are trying to do that, and
I
and
know.
only because and no offense to anybody if the shoe fits, just wear it. But the biggest thing is where you are now is where you are, and be great at it.
Yeah.
But to be able to relive a moment and actually try to bring back some things that may affect what decisions that you've made now, because there are some people whose marriages and stuff may be getting compromised, or whose relationships.
We're
that they're
trying
not
to
in.
relive a moment.
And that's almost bad. And because
Don't do it.
Right, and that may have come from people that that envied some of those people who had those popular traits from other people. And I don't think a lot of us, and I'm talking about himself as well, myself, you at OU. Sometimes when you just are who you are, people become attracted to you or a magnet to you in a certain kind of way. And there are some people that kind of sit back a little bit and they kind of envy that. And if they end up finishing and graduating and they never got a feel of that, sometimes they do carry that into their older lives.
Right.
There are people that are being affected in their jobs, that they do right now because of that feeling that they want from what they didn't have.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's always kind of challenging. I think that's very good. Again, y'all, the number that Mike just put up in there is 936
585.
4627. Y'all get a chance. Make sure y'all definitely do it. Kim Barty said, I'm going this year. She said, it's going to be my first. You better get there. Shout out to Andre Petrie. Huh?
First time?
That's right.
Newbie.
You're a newbie. She a newbie.
Pace yourself.
That's
Come on,
right.
Kim.
Shout out to Andre Petrie. He says, "What up, family? Can't wait to see you guys. PVU for life." He coming in from LA.
Great. Come in.
You know what I'm saying?
Brother.
And Peter, you get a chance, man. Make sure you call the number 936-585-4627. That way you can tell people about it. He's a PVU grad, and I think they just signed a major deal, major movie deal. And he's one of the actors that has been doing things since he left PV. And his people, I think he's partnered with, I don't want to tell his thing. I want you to tell it, Dre. So if you get a chance, make sure you call in. We'll definitely put you in the air so you can kind of talk about that and definitely talk about how you balance, marriage and all this too, because that's going to be a unique thing. Now, back to Dr. Proctor. I do want to ask you this. When it comes to relationships and the businesses you have, because right now you do have your other businesses, but you have one big one that does something every year, which is the Margarita Fest.
Yes.
So for those that don't know, Margarita Fest is definitely, the idea and the understanding of this gentleman here. Can you tell us, first of all, where did you develop the idea for Margarita Fest?
Well, I attended a festival years ago,
Okay.
dating back about 9 years ago.
Okay.
I attended a wine festival. By chance, I bumped into the producer of the event. He told me some of the ins and outs of the event and the production of it and the number of tickets sold and the amount of revenue generated.
Boy.
And I felt that was a business venture that I could be successful at doing. And then just brainstorming, talk to some friends and, just really research the market, the Houston area.
Right.
And decided to take a chance at creating the Houston Margarita Festival.
That's right.
And now this is the 8th annual Houston Margarita Festival.
All
I
right.
wish we had
November
Congrats.
23rd. November 23rd.
November 23rd, y'all.
Okay.
Houston Margarita. And how can people get tickets if they want to go?
Hey, HoustonMargaritaFest.com.
So if you're anywhere around the
HoustonMargaritaFest.com.
country and you're listening to this, and you're thinking to yourself, well, I'm not in Houston, but get to Houston. November 23rd,
Yes.
you need to be in the building. That's 2 days before my birthday.
Yes.
That's exciting.
Yes, it is.
That meant anything. So November
have to come out.
23rd, I know, we all up in it like a booger, baby. So yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The biggest thing I'm saying, whatever you do, you need to be there. Listen, Houston Margarita Fest. You do normally about how many people have been coming out? I know the number's been trending.
Oh, man, yeah. We've had as many as 18,000 people.
18,000 people
That's
attending
Yeah.
the Houston Margarita Fest. So here's somebody who went with nothing that an empty market to be able to bring something, fulfill the niche. Now everybody's talking about it, and it can grow to some things that are even enormous. You got to understand, this is what happened when we were at Praire View. We came up with some things,
Absolutely.
and when people wasn't doing it, we say if it ain't been done, don't mean it won't. It can't be, right?
Yeah.
So he came up with something. He's definitely doing his thing with that. Now I do want to say this. Jill is saying something. What did she say?
Oh, no. She just liked the photo.
Oh, okay,
that
cool.
I put up.
Shout out to Jill. I see y'all. chiming in.
Brianna's there.
Shout out Brianna. Here's the thing, though. I want to ask Dr. Proctor this.
Go ahead.
In making something like that, maintaining your marriage, maintaining life, family, and all that, how do you balance the nuances? You're also a professor as well.
Yes.
How do you balance the nuances of, maintaining all that? Because this can get difficult.
Absolutely.
Because here's the thing. One thing we talk about is I do a lot. I have a lot of businesses.
Yes.
And my wife says, you come home and you don't spend enough time with the children.
Absolutely.
I say the clock doesn't change.
It doesn't.
And I'm trying to change the trajectory of my family's life and my sons. And I'm trying to have them to live a different life. And it's so weird. And she doesn't get mad at me. She understands where we're trying to go.
I get it. It's just sometimes it takes a toll, and I'm like, okay, I have to regroup.
That's right. So I know some of y'all are dealing with that out there. So I want to ask Dr. Proctor, from your perspective.
Well, you're right. I'm a busy person. So not only with the Houston Margarita Festival, I produce margarita festivals in 3-4 other markets.
That's right.
So then I'm a college professor, so I'm teaching classes and grading papers and
We're on
doing
boards.
research and absolutely
Yeah.
at conferences.
Yep.
And so what's worked for me and my wife is I have a dry erase board in my office at home, and I write out the business things that I have to do, but also there's a section on the dry erase board that's dedicated to my wife.
Wow.
And so she
Come
comes
on.
in and she writes in her to-do list on the dry erase board
Notes.
so that it's visual.
Yeah.
I can see
Right.
it.
Because visual is important.
Oh, it's
Yes.
Even if
it's
he
omnipotent for
writing
me.
it,
I have
right.
to see it.
That's right.
I have to see it.
Even if he's writing it not just for himself, but just in case his wife need to look. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because that's good balance.
Right.
These are good notes. I hope
Absolutely.
y'all will take. Listen, I took some notes. That was great.
Yeah.
I think that is excellent. I think I'm very communicative though, right?
You are.
I will say, listen, this is what it is.
Yes.
This is what's going down. This is where we are. And I've involved my wife in the business to say all the bookings will flow through her.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, I need you to maintain my calendar.
Yes.
Now, that could have been easily my own little way of trickery, but to be able to say, if she knows, maybe that would be less for me to be able to get the vibrations wrong, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So
that
I think,
helps. That helps.
Right, it helps, right?
It
Because
helps.
you can see it. She's like, damn, this is crazy.
Where my time
and that's
at?
it, because a lot of times she may not know exactly what you have going on and vice versa. So
right.
you have to communicate, I have all of this going on.
That's right.
I don't have the time to do certain things that you may want done, or there's a reason why I'm not getting certain things done around the house.
Yes.
Or missing meetings, or, just conflicts, schedule conflicts.
Agreed.
So, but our dry erase board is now ours. Right?
It's a great concept.
Ours.
And
It works.
And,
It's good.
and let me ask you this.
Do we put in cleaning on there? Do we put in personal stuff?
She
on
puts
there?
whatever she wants in her
in her
section,
spot. Okay.
right? And dates, right? She may say, my wife is pregnant now. We're
Right.
expecting.
Oh, congrats.
Right, baby due in
Round
February.
of applause.
Come on, February.
Baby due in February.
Shout out to baby Boo Bay.
So if we have an appointment coming, she could write, this date is a doctor's appointment date.
Good.
And so she keeps me abreast of things that are important.
Dope.
So,
I'm excited.
Through the
I
dry
like
erase
That's
board.
good. And now let me tell you, because and I know all your partners and everybody's been telling you that's got kids. They're like, look, man. So at the end of the day, listen, I'm not gonna do you like that. I'm just saying, he is this guy here. One thing I know he's good at is making adjustments. You know what I'm saying? Because life is about making adjustments.
Absolutely.
It's like, man, listen, I got the ball. I'm dribbling down the court. If they finna double team me, I'm gonna make the adjustment. I'm gonna cross over one, and then I'm gonna pass the ball. I'm gonna do whatever it takes to still make sure we get down the court.
It's a game changer.
It's a game changer.
It is a game changer.
So at the end of the day, and I'm gonna tell you, listen,
It ain't no punk.
boy, let me tell you,
It's the
told her
ultimate game changer.
bro, listen, traveling went from when it was just me and her to being able to find out, okay, we gotta see if your mama can come down here and watch the kids. Boy, look, and then mama was like, oh, I got something that weekend. Okay, well, let me call my mama. Because my wife don't trust too many people with her kids.
Our kids.
Oh, my bad. Our kids. You see that? That was a note take. Y'all see that? That was a note take. Just to let you know, because I mess up every now and then like that.
Oh my God.
But you're right. With our kids, here's the other thing. The funny thing is, and I can call somebody, but maybe like, it's going to be about 3 days with them. No,
My nerves bad.
nerves bad, calling that day, messing up our trip at the end of the day. So all those little nuances like that that changes the game. Now, I don't know if Lori going to be like that as much, but I'm saying on our end.
I'm sure she will.
Yeah, I'm sure she will too. I'm giving it a bit of the doubt.
No, don't give it a bit of the doubt.
Don't give it a bit.
She's gonna be like that.
I know she talked to me. We had a long talk. The biggest thing is this. It does. How we move. Because right now, when it was just out, well, we gonna move. We're like, hey, we finna run this block. She like, all right, I'm finna get dressed. We out the door. That changes.
Yes.
So just take it like a grain of salt. You're gonna be good at it. You'll get your little strategy down. I'm excited.
Yes.
I'm excited. Please, if y'all do anything that involve, let us know. We're gonna be all up in there, man. Big shout out to Boo Bay. Listen, y'all, make sure y'all get a chance to call in 936-585.
4627.
That's right. I'm King Carl.
And I'm Queen Misty.
We got Dr. Proctor in the building. Y'all sit tight. We're gonna take a little breather. We'll be right back. What's up, world? This is Carl Mays, the King Motivator, a.k.a. the Wedding MC. I gotta let you know, this is my 426th wedding here tonight. And I just wanna let you know, regardless of what happens, we're gonna make people have a great time. One thing that we always say is that people come to weddings, and when they go to the reception, they don't know whether or not they're going to stay. But if you love who you are, make some noise. The Wedding MC is basically an embodiment of something that's needed at a wedding. One thing I like challenges. And when I emceed that wedding, it was such a fulfillment because I got to be creative. Is there a need for the wedding MC? Yes, I think there's a need for it. People don't know they need it yet because they've never seen it or had it. I sit down with them and let them know the psychology, The psychology is you have two families that don't know anybody in there outside of the people they came with or the bride and groom, and they're there to be able to blend and get to know other families.
This is a mix and mingle thing because you're bringing two families together and you're blending them.
So yeah, Wedding MC is going to be needed. Wedding MC is there to curate and create an environment to make people feel as comfortable as possible. Makes me feel, strong enough to be able to attack what this world has to offer every time I step inside my door. But the beauty about this one is that they'll never be like the Wedding MC. Again, my name is Carl Mays. You can find me, theweddingmc.net. I'll see y'all on the next one. Yo, so listen, y'all, we're back. For those that are just tuning in, y'all, this is the Wedding MC experience. For those that don't know, you just watched, the ad. I am a wedding MC. I did my 485th wedding recently. I'm excited. We got the Wedding MC University on deck. So those that have extroverted personalities and, you do poetry, you host, you do things that are in front of people and you want to be able to cut the learning curve in half. Well, eventually you'll be able to go to the Wedding MC University and you'll be able to go through a 4-week course. Well, it's self-paced, but it's really 4 weeks. So if you take 4 weeks, 4 months, 4 years, that's on you. But at the end of the day, I'm going to try to help you get there and cut that learning curve in half. And remember, inside of it, I have a lot of stuff that I'm going to be giving away. I'm going to give up the game because if you try to go do it yourself, to get where I am, it's going to take you a long period of time. But I'm going to try to cut that in half. That way you can go right out there and be able to have the benefits of being a wedding MC. In the meantime, for those that are getting married or know somebody getting married, make sure you share the information. Make sure they get a chance to log on to theweddingmc.net. Because guess what? You don't know you need me till you need me. All right? So make sure y'all keep it locked in. I am the Ryan Seacrest of weddings, and I'm definitely somebody you need at a wedding. You don't know it till you know it. All right? So in the meantime, we're back. We got Dr. Proctor in the building.
Absolutely.
I know. Shout out to Seth Howard. Keep texting me. I know you said you come, but if you come and you make it cool, if not, make sure you get a chance to jump on. In the meantime, said Brass, if you out there and you listening, you ready to call in, make sure you hit us up because we got the Skype. You got the Skype information. When you ready, we're going to make sure we do what we do. Outside of that, we're going to jump into this next little question I did have for Boobay before for Dr. Proctor. Boobay, Dr. Proctor, he know it. But we're going to definitely jump into Mrs. Flavors in a second, but I want to make sure we get a chance to ask him. Now, does your relationship or the type of relationship you have or your marriage, does it affect your business relationships and your business deals with does the type of partner that someone will have, not necessarily you, but does the type of partner that someone have affect the business relationships and the outcomes of any type of business dealings in life? I mean, you can chime in too if you want to. What do you think on that thought process?
It could.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think attitude depicts your aptitude.
I like that.
Right. Because if you date somebody who is not social or marry somebody who's not social and you are a business person and you put in social environments.
That's a hard situation, right?
Very.
Because ultimately, the success of the business is the success of the financial viability of the household. So if you have someone that's adverse to the success of the business, then they're hurting the financial viability of the house.
That's right.
So you have to provide for the family.
Yes.
So you can't have somebody that's working against that motion.
Yeah, because that defies, for those that are biblical out there, when it says when two or more agree, you can move mountains, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you had that thing where one is going left, one is going right, that can affect. Now I'm gonna tell you what's funny is so about 2 weeks ago. Shout out to all the people with PVA Alumni Affairs and Dallas chapter of Praire University alumni chapter. Shout out to all of you all for a wonderful gala. First of all, absolutely wonderful. We got to make sure we got to make sure we move everybody away. We had a great time. I emceed it. I thought it was absolutely wonderful. But it was something that Dean Luder said. He said at the table, he's like, Carl, man, your wife is beautiful. You married up. Normal guys would probably take offense to that. I was like, man, I was told way back in the day at PV, they said, man, listen, if you're going to be out here working business, you got to marry up. I say, so I'm actually going to take that as a compliment. He said, no, I'm not saying you're an attractive man. I said, no, I married up. Trust me. I said, let me tell you what happened. I said, we were in D.C. We were at this caucus event. I mean, I'm moving around. Misty runs to the restroom before we walk in the door. I go on in the door. I'm in there, nobody talking to me. She walk in from the restroom, stand next to me, all of me. Hey, what's going on, brother? At that moment, I thought all the way back to my university days where I said, boy, I must have married up.
Oh my
Because
God.
everybody talking to
Doors open.
your
The
Hands
door
start.
fell open.
People start shaking your hand.
Yeah, they
All of a
did.
sudden, your suit look good on you.
Hey,
Oh,
man, I'm
those
like,
are
Right,
nice.
hey,
right.
that's a nice tie you got, brother. I thought to myself, Dean Luda, you right. I married up. I told him, I say, brother, listen, I am not going to ever take no. And listen, man, women run a whole lot of stuff in business. So to answer the question on my behalf, I think
Absolutely.
it does matter.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And again, that's no knock on anybody. But when you're talking about being in a room where you have to do business deals and you have to maneuver and get to know some people and develop relationships, it can be big. Now, let's just flip it over. Let's just say it were you know, you had the business, I'm being supportive. Let's just say on the vice versa, in which you do have your business and I do support them. But let's just say we're in an environment that actually maneuvers your business
Right.
as a female.
Right.
I can't be a guy who is insecure.
No, you wouldn't be coming. you would stay at home.
See, I got a gangster wife.
I'm
You gotta
sorry.
stay your ass at home.
Absolutely. You can't hurt the money.
Nope,
You
Hey,
can't.
listen, man.
You
Cash-
cannot
cannot
bring
hurt the
that
money.
negative energy into what I'm trying to build here.
Right.
If you're not on board, you staying at home.
Right. So every time you introduce this is Michael Johnson. He owns the blah 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 blah. I'm shaking Michael Johnson's hand like I'm about to break it.
Why?
Because Michael Johnson, he owns that, but he's a fairly attractive dude. I'm wondering if it's more to this. That's how people do, right? Not I,
Too
because I'm
much.
definitely secure in who I am. But that's what people go through.
Yes.
Those insecurities are nuances that make challenging business relationships hard.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, I think it has also a lot to do with how people handle introductions.
Agreed. That's major.
Right,
Because
so-
if you don't introduce your mate in the beginning, your mate's looking like, well, who the hell is this? What's going on?
Right.
Right.
So even if we had to use the example, let's just say, since you know I'm gonna call Misty a person that was an outsider before she came around, all because you know she met a lot of people, a lot of friends of the females.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we can say is that how I introduced you
Yeah.
played a part. Because if you came around and I was just dapping and hugging everybody up and I wasn't introducing you, it was like a shoulder, she might have felt some kind of way.
No, I would have. There was no might. I've been like, hey.
Right.
I'm here.
Right.
Right.
I'm here.
Hello?
Remember me?
Right.
You brought me.
Right. And we had some discussions when we were in Dallas. And, you know, shout out to Carla. Shout out to all the
Hey,
people.
Tiffany.
They all hollered at us.
Yes.
And they were talking about when they would date guys that didn't go to Prairie View and they would bring them to homecoming.
Mm-hmm.
And a few of them said it was like, what?
Wow.
I had to give a speech. She said, I had to give a speech before we even got to the yard.
Oh my
I
God.
say, listen, when we get down here, you gonna see. Hey, I was sitting across from him, I was looking like, what did you tell
Oh
me?
my God.
So and it took a reverse effect because the guy would now be inferior
Yes.
to all the people or the guys that were coming up. Girl, what's a hug in a certain way?
Right. And the culture at Prairie View is that you hug.
You hug.
Right? Even as an undergrad.
Yeah.
I never counted, but I would imagine that I
Yeah.
hugged 85 people a day.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just
Right.
what
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
It was the family.
That's right.
So that doesn't stop because I've gotten older.
Right.
Right.
And I'm married.
Right.
So when I see these people,
Yeah.
I'm going to hug
That's right.
them.
That's right.
And so
and I think she was
that's
saying
just
that.
what it is.
And
Yeah.
she said, boy, look. She said at one point I had to pull him aside like, look now. You can take your ass home.
Go home. Go home. Because these hugs are love. These are love hugs.
Love
right?
hugs, baby.
These are
Right.
not, we're not trying to be sexually explicit.
Right.
This
Right.
is just
That's
love.
love.
This is family.
That's
That's
right.
when you're dealing with insecure people.
Right.
That's right.
And
Right.
that makes a marriage hard.
Shout out to Philip Nolan. Philip say those insecurities will hurt your marriage. You have to trust one another. Love you guys.
Love you
we love you
too.
too. No, I appreciate that. And then
Tiffany said prep talk is real.
prep talk is real.
Ooh. See, I didn't have to prep. My wife is a graduate of
That's
Prairie
right.
View.
So you
right. So
She already
this
know.
is new to me, right? She knew. She understands the yard, right?
That's right.
She's a former Miss Prairie View.
Yeah.
I should say she's a Miss Prairie View,
She's a
right?
Miss
Not
Prairie
a
View.
former.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we understood the culture. We were raised in the culture.
That's right.
So, hey,
Yeah.
I understand.
Man, look,
And
let me
she
tell you.
understands.
Yeah, I come from a family that hugs. Like we
I do
hug.
too.
So
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think he felt the need to prep because that's what I come from.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right,
That helps.
so it kind of
Yeah.
worked. I think a lot of you all. I like some of the comments that you all are making because I think you have what was your name?
You have it easy, bruh.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
Lucky you married up, man. You married up.
God said, marry up.
Good
Tip,
job.
you right. I'm trying to tell you. Thank
Smart
you,
man.
Jesus. All
Smart
right.
man.
Right. So listen, y'all, we're going to get ready to jump into Misty's Flavors real quick. We want to make sure we get a chance to talk. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And my wife is always just trying to, talk about these things that are important. And since it's Breast Cancer Awareness, she wanted to jump out there. So, y'all, welcome Misty, Queen Misty.
Hey.
Let's
we
go.
We already in it.
Yeah,
I thought we were going to a commercial normal.
We already in it because we going to jump right into some drinks after this.
Yes. Okay, so first of all, I'm wearing pink lipstick. It might look like red because of this background, but it's pink for Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Okay.
Just an FYI.
You look cute.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I tried today.
Yes, you did good.
So I want to talk about dairy. I'm going to go over dairy again. I talked about it maybe a month ago.
Yeah, probably
maybe a
month
couple
ago.
of weeks ago.
Well, yeah, but actually, about a month and a half.
Yeah, but so and I also posted a article on my Facebook page about dairy. There are doctors calling for the FDA to put on on cheese a cancer risk like they do for cigarettes. There are doctors calling for this. And so I'm going to talk about dairy because of how it affects us. Dairy, we are taking the hormones of another species and putting it into our bodies. And it affects us negatively, especially if you eat it every day. It is taxing your system. It really taxes the female system worse than the male system because it's a female species. And we're putting it into our bodies. This is where we get the uterine fibroids, all of that. I went over that a couple of weeks ago as well. I won't go into that today.
Wow.
But I'm going to go into how it affects males. Dairy affects males and their mammary glands, and it starts to create man boobs, which is also called, what's the medical term is gynecomastia.
No, I wouldn't be able to say that, but that. Gynecomastia.
That comes from overeating, excess fat. It's also genetic as well. So you want to get ahead of that. And, this can be, so men can get breast cancer is pretty much what I'm saying.
Right.
Because of that as well. So we want to do our exercising. We want to start eating healthy. We want to take our herbs. I actually have a few herbs that help with male hormones. It's licorice root, nettle, and sarsaparilla. Those are great herbs to introduce into your diets to help you with your male hormone levels.
Wow.
Yes.
So something that's been kind of curious, and I think what also brought this on is, and shout out to Matthew Knowles, man, good friend of ours as well. But I think he was recently diagnosed with breast cancer.
Absolutely.
And he's it's funny because he's doing like a PR tour right now, talking about it. But I think the awareness of breast cancer in men. So I think it's very unique that you would talk about that. For those that don't know, because.
Right, because it's just not. It doesn't just affect men, women. It affects men as well. But
Right.
we don't. They're not put to the forefront like women are.
Right. And I think it's very, very unique. If you want to know a little bit more about it, man, make sure y'all get a chance to email us at theweddingmcexperience@gmail.com.
Yes.
The Wedding MC
If you have
Experience at Gmail.
questions.
Yeah, so shoot them to Misty. Of course, we tell everybody about the questions, which is up on our next lead in. People said, Braz, I see you join, man. Make sure you get a chance to Skype in. We got you too. Let us know when you're about to do it because we want to make sure we put you on as well. But here's the funny thing. The lead in on that is that we asked people to send in their questions from the last show. So we pulled a couple of questions that we thought we'd talk about, and we get ready to go into that segment. You want to go ahead and step out right quick?
Yeah.
Let Misty go ahead and step out because we got questions and margaritas coming up next. We always say questions and margaritas because We don't know if we're going to answer right, and at this particular point, we know you're going to get an answer, but we don't know it's going to be the one you actually
Right,
want.
you want,
But we're going
right.
to definitely celebrate, definitely make something for our boys that are in here, too, our producers. But we got Boobay in here, and then I know Seth is going to definitely step through. Brass, if you get a chance, man, go ahead and give us a call in. In the meantime, I want y'all to do us a favor. Hit that share button. Hit that share button and make sure y'all share the good news with the people. I'm looking at the shares. I'm watching whether or not you all are sharing. I want to make sure y'all get a chance to do so because you all are watching, and you want to make sure people get a chance to tie in because we're trying to make sure we affect the world positively and give something that's going to be effective to people rather than to affect people negatively. So in the meantime, and in between time, I think he's going to run the sweeper and run the Manny Fresh drop. In the meantime, Mike, we'll be right back. Y'all do your thing. Let's go.
Perry View is your boy DJ Manny Fresh. October 18th at Hanky and Pilot. It's gonna be epic. The homecoming of all homecomings. Guess who coming home? DJ Manny Fresh, Perry View, Hanky and Pilot. It's going to be epic with your boy DJ Manny Fresh. Let's get it.
I am a wedding MC for those that don't know. Keep in mind, my experiences are sometimes tainted, but the advice I think I give in order to be able to keep your marriage together, I think it's pretty slick. So stay tuned. You'll know more about the wedding MC experience. See you in a second.
Oh, hey, y'all, we back. For those that are just tuning in, the Wedding MC experience, y'all. We are definitely doing our thing. I am King Carl.
And I'm Queen Misty.
That's right, y'all. And we got Dr. Proctor in the building, one of our guests with the I Love PVU crew. Shout out again to Sid Brass, Seth Howard, Jay Bell, Israel, Cruise Control, and definitely Dr. Proctor and myself. We are the I Love PVU crew, just so that you all know. We got the big party going down next Friday, October 18th at Hinky and Pilot with yours truly, and also featuring DJ B Love, DJ Superstar, DJ Michelle McKnight,
yes,
and the best one in the building, Manny freaking fresh, Manny Fresh. Yeah. So y'all know him, all the old hot boys, Lil Wayne, all of those people that he's definitely representing. He's kicking it with PV, all the alumni flying in. Shout out to all the alumni that'll be flying in next week. Y'all know we shut down, we leave our jobs, we don't care, we coming to kick it, and we having a great time. But right now, the segment that we're in right now is called Questions and Margaritas. Normally it would be questions and answers. We're going to say questions and margaritas.
I'm with it.
I know Dr. Proctor is like, we got a little drink. Y'all get your cups and do a cheers right quick. Get your cup. Get your cup.
Sip.
Yes.
Right.
Sip away.
Shout out to Mike over there. I see you. So you take your sip, then we're going to read this first question. Oh yeah,
Been sitting.
Yeah, this is perfect.
I can dig it.
You can dig it. That's all right. That hit your palate right.
Yeah, it did.
And it's a purple cup.
It is.
Yeah, we gonna make it happen like that. So listen, y'all. Just so that you all know, questions and margaritas, we ask you all to be able to make sure you email to the Wedding MC Experience at gmail.com. We go through some of those questions and we say, you know what? Let's pick the best questions that get a little bit of dialogue going, and we say we just gonna make sure we talk about it. You all can chime in about it, but we want to make sure. Oh, she said, what were the herbs again?
It was licorice root, nettle, and sarsaparilla. I will type that in. I will reply to your comment.
Yeah, because Mike, I don't know how to spell that. I'm drinking right now.
Sarsaparilla.
So.
What I say? Did I say it wrong?
You were correct.
Oh, okay. I was like,
you were absolutely correct.
Right? It didn't hit me that quick.
No,
you were right.
I think you were on it. So listen, y'all. So we take the questions, from the previous show, and we just pull a couple of them because we know we don't have a lot of time to discuss. But we want to make sure we highlight, what some people out there are faced with, and we tell them to send their questions in. So the one that we have, Dr. Parker, you want to read this question, or you want me to go ahead and read it?
Go ahead and read it.
I'll read it. Here we go. This first question. It says, my wife and I are having challenges as it relates to spirituality. She changes religions often, and it affects how we're raising our children based on the belief. I haven't switched with her because I'm okay with my belief. Please weigh in your thoughts on how we should handle this.
Ooh.
That's kind of heavy, right? So I guess in the way I'm reading this, and if you're listening, hopefully you can kind of chime in and correct me if I'm wrong. But the way that I'm reading this is that if we've been in church together, we're serving the same God, et cetera, et cetera. But maybe sometimes one or the other is soul searching. And maybe they start trying out different relations, Muslim, whatever those religions or whatever those spiritual backgrounds are. And then what happens is what they start to see and believe, they start changing the nuances inside of the family.
Right.
And the family might not be the one doing all that, but it starts affecting it because now something that, let's say it's a TV show, we don't watch that kind of stuff no more because you like, no, that's you, right. Because I still watch it, so I'm saying, so those dynamics can kind of change. What are y'all's thoughts as it pertains to that?
Well, the question itself, the way it was structured, kind of probably would demand some clarity. Yeah. Because there's a difference between spirituality and religion.
Yeah, it is.
Right? Because you could have you could practice a different religion, but your spirituality can actually be the same. You can still believe in God, even though someone may be of a Christian.
So that's where the clarity comes in. Because the person might be talking about not believing.
Right, absolutely. So you have to, that clarity has to be there. So if you're saying the difference is she's going back and forth on whether or not she believes in God if she's an atheist, that's a totally different conversation than if she's believing in Christianity or Buddhism or Muslim or something of that nature. Because even some Muslims will read the Bible and so on and so forth, because the teachings have some similarities, but the characters may be different.
That's right.
But even though they do believe that there is a supreme being,
right? So
the spirituality is
so let me ask you this then. Because you make a great point, but I also want to ask this. Anytime there are differences in whether it's spirituality or religion, and the two are not seeing eye to eye, because I think also too, you make a great point, but I think also too, from the way it's stated, obviously there is a difference of opinion as it relates to either or. And whenever that happens, because I always think that a union is a dyad. So it's dyadic. So it stands on its own, those both legs. So anytime one of the legs are closed, it's like a ladder. It falls down, right? So what are your thoughts as far as even whether it's religion or spirituality, what are your thoughts in how it pertains to how he should feel or handle, even if it's just,
Well, from your reading, I don't think the issue is between the two of them. I think the issue lies in what she is imposing on their children.
Maybe so.
So
that's how I take it.
That's how I'm looking at it. So and in that's a totally different issue, right?
Yes, it is.
Because even though as my wife or significant other, I can respect your decision. Right. However, I may have conflict when you try to impose your decision upon our sibling, our kid.
Right. So do that for yourself. Don't be taking our kids to this. And don't be taking.
That's up and down, and they don't understand.
They won't.
So it confuses them.
It will, especially if we don't know the ages or whatever, but especially if they've been living one way for a certain amount of time, and then all of a sudden they have to
the inconsistency.
The inconsistency, it will affect. So if you're listening to that, definitely more clarity. If you email a little bit more, we address it on the next show. That's perfectly fine. But definitely, I think we answered that with a little bit of substance that works. Yeah. So but hopefully y'all get it together and definitely stay locked and loaded. Because let me tell you, at the end of the day, nobody really understands it, but I think that if y'all communicate well, there's a way to be able to kind of work through it. So stay tight. In the meantime, second question. I think this is unique too. This is, and when I looked at all the questions, it was so short, but it was powerful.
3-piece dinner.
That's right. So
what are your thoughts about bringing in a third party into a marriage?
You got a minute there, Mary. Let me take a drink. Right?
What are your thoughts about bringing in a third party into a marriage?
Oh, Lord. Let me take a drink.
So you want a menage?
They don't sound. I don't know if they talking about bringing them in to marry them, or is that one night?
It could be. No.
And maybe
It
this
could
one need
be
clarity
because
too.
yes, this one needs clarity.
Like,
Because
so
some
does it make a
people,
difference long
some
term,
people,
short term?
they have sister wives. Is that what you call them? When the man has more than one wife.
Sister wife.
Sister wives.
See,
So
I need some.
But let's just talk about the bringing the third party in the first place, just generic.
It's a no go.
And
But I can't say it's a no go if
I
it's
like
sister
that.
wives.
I saw you. Let's go ahead and address this real quick since it's on the table, and we have a third party addressing it.
My baby looking like you can talk that all you want. You can say what you want. Okay, so
You married up.
I know.
Right. What you gonna go down to?
Right. You know what I'm saying?
What you trying to bring?
I can't do it twice. Listen.
Oh my
listen.
God.
The question, if you just tune in, the question that we got that somebody emailed and said, what are your thoughts about bringing in a third party into a marriage? I know some of y'all got some ideas out there. I would love to be able to see it.
Some people have open marriages. It depends on the couple.
Well, I mean, but I guess they're asking that. They just, I mean, so maybe there's a guilt somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Because maybe this is on the table right now.
Yeah.
And the person that emailed this, is feeling some kind, because at the end of the day, marriage has a moral turpitude, right?
Yeah.
Let's be completely honest. You don't have to get married.
Right.
People choose to, right? So at the end of the day, when you choose to, you're consolidating, right?
Yeah.
So you're consolidating, saying this is who I'm gonna be dedicated to. Now, when you start doing all of this to me and all of the extra stuff and opening the marriage, I think you're editing. It's almost like writing the paper and this, and I'm gonna change that, man. I think you're editing what it stood for.
I agree. I agree. But if you are going to edit together, that's okay.
That's one thing.
That's one thing.
Right.
But
so
if
obviously somebody ain't trying to be together. Somebody said
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't
Okay,
say
so
that
how would you read that?
because I think that if he or she, we don't know who wrote that, right? If he or she, if they're addressing it, then it's open, right? I kind of think that that's part of them putting it out there, out of
curiosity,
or it's an extension of the conversation that they are having.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. This can also be a derivative of it being proposed to them not wanting to disappoint that person, and they're driving and thinking to themselves, I don't know, I just don't understand, and seeing what other people think in order to be able to come to the conclusion. Because it could go either direction. But you're right. But obviously, this is definitely something on the table that they've probably been discussing. Whether or not you all decide to do that in your relationship, I just think that I think it contradicts what the union stands for. Because at the end of the day, I mean, because here's the thing. You don't have to do it. My whole thing is that people can be single and have monogamous all day. And just, hey, I got somebody dipping through with us. I don't know if this is your thing, but, we can have some fun tonight. It could be, I mean, you just keep.
And see, I feel slightly different.
Tell me, Dr. Proctor.
I
want to hear it.
I think that if as a couple, just as they decided to wed as a couple, right, the activity that they do or they participate in as a couple in their union is up to them, right?
Not a problem.
Yeah.
But that also is for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. I'm just saying there are outcomes that some of us, no matter what happens, we can't predict.
Right.
We know though that humans will be human. And emotions will be what they are. And I know that people try to compartmentalize, but over a period of time, there are some things that actually shift that relationship. That's a variable. So when you're talking about a system, a union, this is an organization in its own sense. Anytime you drop a variable in it, no matter what it is, good or bad, it changes the scope and the outcome of that organization, of that thing, right? So I think that's very important to consider. You're right. Yeah, two people can come together. We can make a decision to be able to do this. But at the same time, sometimes it's being made from either selfishness or pleasing the other person or for whatever right or value they come up with. But at the same time, we are doing this without taking some things into consideration that we probably can't detect at that particular time. It's only some. Now again, can they get through it? Of course.
Yeah,
But at the same-
and I think you're right, but I think that the important thing is that they made that decision together. So if the variable
That is
positive or negative, it was
is.
a decision that they made as a couple.
Yeah.
And so
you know,
They
if
have
people,
to deal
if-
with
if
the
people-
yeah, they have to deal with
deal
it
with
both
the
ways
That's
as
right.
a couple.
That's right.
Yeah.
But you know what? You know what's so weird? I mean, to make a perfect storm or a perfect situation is if you in that space, I'm in that space, and we just say, yeah, let's do this. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to convince, because 9 times out of 10, people are not equal in value on that. You know what I'm saying? Because one might see the relationship, you know, as tight and as a standard as it is, and the other might see it as, oh, it's cool, she cool. I'm gonna ask her this, and she just trying to be pleasing him, or he trying to please her by just saying, I'm with it. Let's go and do it. Sometimes it won't be. It never is as perfect as that would sound. So somebody would have some apprehension somewhere, which makes the seesaw a little bit off. You know, the equilibriums are a little bit different. But however, we do make the decision together. But she was concrete. I was like 50%. But I was like, you know what, man? I ain't trying to make it be doing stuff behind my back. I'm gone, do this. All of a sudden, feelings start to roll different. You know what I'm saying? Because now I'm like, you gonna bring it through again?
There you go.
You are right.
I know, but man, I'm adding something to it. I know that goes a little far, but y'all know where I'm trying to go with it. I don't want to take it far because we definitely are out of time. I do want to recap with this. First of all, y'all give Dr. Proctor a round of applause for joining us.
Man, thanks
Yes.
for
The
having me.
Wedding
I
MC
appreciate it.
Thank you
experience.
for coming.
Now I do have to say this. Listen, one more recap. Remember, October 18th, y'all, the Praire A&M University, the I Love PVU crew is definitely doing the official alumni party celebration experience. We're celebrating women of excellence. You got to make sure you come through. If you hadn't gotten your tickets, log on to ilovepvu.com. That's ILUVPVU.com. Because remember, there is no you without us. Or there is no, whatever we say, right?
There's no love
Without
without
us.
you.
There's no
Without
love
you.
without you.
Oh,
Right.
Lord.
I'm just
He need
rambling.
to practice,
But I do
y'all.
want to say, yeah, I know, Mike, you just put something up there. You can tell them where to go. ILovePVU.com. Put it up again. Y'all make sure y'all get there. Go to the site. If y'all can see, the party's always jumping. We're always having a great time. You want to make sure you go to the Facebook page if you want to. I Love PVU. That's Love LUV PVU, and definitely get your tickets. You got some sections still left?
Absolutely. Sections are available.
Okay.
$15 tickets, man.
Yeah, you can't beat it with
You
a bat.
really cannot get
You
into
can't
a
beat it with a bat.
$15 party anywhere
right.
these days.
That's right.
So,
Right. That's exactly right. And we're doing it because of the love.
absolutely. It's all about the love.
So listen, y'all, whatever you do, make sure y'all keep it locked. Again, we are the Wedding MC Experience. You can catch us on all the platforms. Right now, we're shooting live, but 24 hours from today, you will see it on Spotify,
Anchor,
Radio Public,
SoundCloud,
Pocket Cast.
Breaker.
That's right, y'all. And definitely make sure you go to your Apple store and you download maybe that Apple iPod that's going right there, the purple one. So do
Or
what
check
you need
us
to do.
out on YouTube.
That's right. And it'll be on the YouTube. It'll premiere tomorrow at 7 p.m. Remember, 24 hours from now, you will see it everywhere. You want to make sure whatever you do, you go and subscribe to those platforms so that you can follow what we do and continue to share it with other people. We appreciate y'all for loving us, locking us down. I am King Carl.
And I'm Queen Misty.
That's right, y'all. We're out of time. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Y'all make sure y'all stay locked and loaded. We'll see y'all in the next one. Holla black.
You've been listening to the Wedding MC Experience podcast. Join the king and queen next week, where they make you stop what you're doing and enjoy another unbelievable experience.